Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Fake Granite Falls News Show. There's been a lot going on in Granite Falls, and we're here to keep you up to date. You may have noticed all the rain lately. If you haven't, you should probably consider moving out of your mother's basement. On top of all the rain, the Hurricane Joaquin has brought in even more rain. We've received over 7 inches of rainfall in the past 7 days. There was enough water to flood roadways, creekways, and riverbanks. It's even created dangerous mudslides. However, there have been some good things to come of all the rain. For instance, Ryan Davis was finally able to take his pet fish for a walk. One Granite Falls resident, Mark Church, has even constructed what appears to be an ark in his backyard. When asked about it, Mark replied, "What? That ain't no ark. That's my fishing boat. Kelly wouldn't let me buy a fishing boat, so I had to build one. And I built it extra big so I could catch that big old catfish down in the river." Good luck with that, Mark. If you need any help. For other happenings around Granite Falls, let's turn to our senior special interest correspondent, Jessica Raby.
Thanks, Jason. I'm here at Granite Falls Elementary School where the rain has unearthed 2 large boulders here in front of the school's lawn. Now, despite this being a unique event, vandals have wasted no time in covering them with graffiti. If you look closely, you can see the vandals tag the boulders with the markings PT0. While authorities do not know what this abbreviation means, they do suspect that it's a moniker of a gang working in the area. The gang is known for recruiting minors as door-to-door sales representatives. They also appear to be operating an underground pig racing operation. While little is known of this organization, they do have a photograph of their leader. Anyway, back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Jessica. As always, we know that things in the Twitterverse are always lively. Here is our senior social media correspondent, Amber McGinnis, to fill us in with what the kids these days are saying about the rain.
Thanks, Jason. You are right. Facebook is blowing up with all the talk about the recent soggy weather. Here are a few of my favorite comments. Lizzie Grogan writes, "The beautiful sound of raindrops falling inspires me to paint something the color of an echo." Darlene McIntyre writes, "Oh Lordy, all this rain is making me take down my Christmas lights so they don't get ruined." Carla Starnes writes, "It's raining in Roadhiss." Her husband Chad Starnes writes, "I sure love Carla when she's talking about the rain." Kelly Church posted, "All of this humidity is great for my skin. It's almost as good as the moisturizing cream from Rodan and Fields." Christy Holler posts, "If it rains 3 more inches, Mr. Green has to kiss a pig. Come on, rain!" Jennifer Hatfield writes, "Too bad we don't get rain days off like we do snow days." Finally, Stephanie Knopf writes, "The weather in Texas is beautiful." There you go, Jason, some of my favorite status updates from around the web.
Thanks, Amber. It looks like the web is being flooded with comments. And now, what we've all been waiting for, to know exactly what's going to happen with this rainy weather. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chad Raby.
Thanks, Jason. Hey, you know what, Jason?
What, Chad?
The news about all this probable flooding has leaked. You know what else, Jason? After all this heavy precipitation that comes through the area today, you know what our viewers can expect tomorrow? Just a little rain.
Well, if you guess it, it's me. You guessed correctly.
Enough of my jokes. Let's go straight to the maps. Temperatures around the county, mainly in the low 60s and mid 50s around the area. Lenore Portland 61, Collinsville is 54 degrees, and Granite Falls at a whopping 66. Now the other map. Oh, there we go. Now the big story, the other map here of our radar, is we have all this moisture riding up from the Gulf, and it's also mixing with some of the waves from Hurricane Joaquin, and that's making all this moisture around our area, and that's where we're getting all of our rainfall. So you ask the question, where is Joaquin located? Well, coordinates have Joaquin a Category 2 status, located about 252 miles south-south-northwest south-north of Martha's Vineyard. Wind sustained around 105 miles per hour. Pressure holding steady around 93.768, 5472 millibars. Now the big question is, where is Joaquin headed? Well, you can see right here that the latest track from the National Weather Service has him ending up somewhere up the eastern seaboard, probably heading out to sea. But there's still a lot of uncertainty with where Joaquin is moving. Our latest guidance model is all over the place with this. As you can see, the European and the NAM have Joaquin tracking up the northeast and making landfall somewhere around Providence, Rhode Island, or even the same track Sandy did a few years ago, playing havoc on the Jersey Shore. But the Earnhardt model, if you can see, is spinning around here and just making left-hand turns and ending up in the same place. But the big question is the Trump model. The Trump model has Joaquin turning due south, going straight east over to the Yucatan Peninsula, and heading for central Mexico to make landfall. Now, I don't know what's up with the Trump model, but it sounds like to me that Joaquin does not have U.S. citizenship and is not allowed in the United States. Either way you look at it, folks, it's going to be a miserable, wet, and balmy weekend. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. The 7-day Rabycast, where the 7th day is always in view, has us clearing out Monday and dry through next Friday. Back to you, Jason.
Thanks, Chad. Now we have field correspondent Jerry Whitman, located on Dam Road, located just north of the mill pond where the water is rising so high and the rain is coming down so hard that Bill Cosby has just added a mermaid to his list of accusers.
Hey, this is Jerry Whitman reporting from Granite Falls at the Dam Street. Just reporting on what Hurricane Joaquin might push into the Carolinas. It's staying out to sea, as we know right now, as you guys know that. But the low pressure system coming through is causing all this rain to come into the Carolinas. And let me tell you something. Last night this stuff was coming in here. It was getting so wet. And we had people in the streets with their boats and their little rafts. They decided to come in and, as you can see, it's raining cats and dogs now. It's starting to come down hard. Every time we come by, we see a schnauzer come by. It's unbelievable. We had this rain's just choking me. But anyway, they organized a little father-son bass tournament in downtown Granite Falls just because this was coming in. We had people at the former dry cleaners down there. They were setting up, putting their little boats in. They had them at Flick Video. They were renting videos on how to catch bass. Kevin Van Dam was coming in. He's coming in hard to show people how to do some bass fishing in this rain. But what we're looking at right now is it's pushing it all in. And I tell you what, we haven't had this kind of rain here since 1989 when Hurricane Hugo came in and dropped it all on us. Trees falling down everywhere. It was unbelievable. We had people in CJ7 Jeeps going over top of trees, pulling them out of the road, guys with chainsaws. And I tell you what, I see the same thing happening with Hurricane Joaquin dropping all these winds and rain on us. I'm telling you, I was here a minute ago and there's this big, huge anaconda swam by me because they're washing the snakes out from everywhere. The rain is. They're coming down from the high country. It's unbelievable. And let me tell you something. It's getting so bad out here, people can't drive cars in this. So you need to stay inside tonight, stay inside tomorrow, stay inside a week from now, because this kind of rain doesn't happen all the time. This is Jerry Whitman reporting live from the Dam Street in Granite Falls.
And there you have it, everyone. We hope you've enjoyed our newscast. If there's any other local news that you'd like for us to cover in the future, please let us know in a comment. Until next time, be sure to keep your socks dry.